And the second example, Edgar Walter, Robert James Fischer, Zurich 1959. Walter can beat Bobby. And this would have been, of course, a very good achievement, as Fischer didn't lose too many games. But how to start, how to advance White's queenside pawns? As the Swiss study composer Fontana pointed out later, the right way to win is b4, as it is of crucial importance if the white pawn can reach b6 or not. And here it can't be prevented. Black can try to stop b6, but then both pieces are now tied to the defense, and white can just advance his a-pawn and then reach the setup with b6. Yeah, but king b8 is not playable, and if the bishop just waits, then white wins. And if black tries to regroup to bring the king to a7, then, yeah, again he is too late. White has achieved b6, and finally black is in deadly Zugzwang, as the king must stop king a7 and the bishop must stop the a-pawns advance, and so it's over. Yeah, there's after b4 there's no defense. White would have won. In the game, Walt, it shows a4, and now Bobby again shows that he knows the theoretical endgames and Rauser's drawing soon. First, he brings over his king to a7. Yeah, now white is not in time. White's king must protect the b-pawn, cannot advance. And so black's king reaches a7 safely. This is one part of the defensive setup. And now the bishop can be activated. And now it's a draw. White can win the bishop for the queenside pawns, but not the game, as then black's king is always in Rauser's drawing zone. We will see. Taking aim at the pawns, a typical defensive technique, and opposite colored bishop endings. Now black just waits. Bobby regroups to stop. Of course, b6 must be stopped. And now, white cannot win. White could play b6 check. That would win the bishop, but not the game, as now black's king is inside Rauser's drawing zone, which is marked green here on the screen. Of course, it must be taken with a bit grain of salt. If black's king is, for example, on a8 and white's king could take the h4, then white would be winning. So black's king has always been close enough to reach the h8 corner if white takes the h4 pawn. So white's king is not allowed to have too much advantage in that race. But if this is not the case, then it's always a draw if black's king is in the drawing zone. Only if it could be cut out of the drawing zone permanently, like with black's king on d4, white's on d6, and white's bishop on d5, then white would win by long maneuvers. But this can never be achieved, and Bobby knew, of course, that this is Rauser's drawing zone, and so it must be a draw here. And Walter didn't even try that. Tried to bring his king over first to have this advantage in the race, so that the drawing zone doesn't apply. But the problem is that he cannot achieve this due to bishop d2. Okay, if the pawn advances to a6, it's a complete draw. And after b6, white also cannot win. Now black is active enough. Oh, white's king is too badly placed. You can put it as you like. And now it's a clear draw again. White cannot make progress unless he allows a complete blockade of his queenside pawns, when it's also clear draw. And so, a draw was agreed. And again, Bobby shows that he knows his endgame technique, and this of course helps a lot, and he has secured him a valuable half point. But Walter could have won here by playing b4, as then the b-pawn can advance to b6 sooner or later without allowing the drawing setup which Bobby reached in the game. This win was shown by the Swiss endgame composer Fontana.